everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh, yeah. And then we discuss it over some mango-flavored water. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the student. Almost student.
Almost student. We went through this last time, not till January.
We did. You're rearing up.
I am.
You're ready. You get your books ordered. They're on the way.
I signed up for my classes. They're all online, so I don't have to, change my work schedule, so I'm happy about that.
You don't have to, hang out with, 22-year-olds in person. Not even, 18-year-olds. What am I talking about?
Dude, I already have coworkers that are only, 20 years old. I have coworkers who are grown adults who were not alive when you and I graduated high school.
I know, it's wild. I see 2002. They say they were born in 2002, and I'm like, hold on. Let me go in the bathroom for a minute and cry for 9 minutes.
Yeah, no, I made a comment once about I did that 20 years ago when I was in college, and they stopped. And they, looked at me, and they're like, you're lying.
Yeah, I'm the old person at work. I'm, the old man. And it's kind of, unsettling. It's unsettling.
I'm not, thankfully. Thankfully, I do have some coworkers who are older than me.
I'm, in, the fartherly role now. So it's I'm the weird old coworker.
One of my coworkers was talking about how she had a nail appointment and she had to put a deposit down. And I'm like, hold up. One, make sure this person's accredited if, you just found them on the Instagram or the TikToky,
That's a thing?
And I'm just, make sure, ask to see it if you've never been to them before. Because I'm back in my day, we didn't have to put a deposit down. You just walked in and, yeah, apparently you have to put a deposit down and, getting, a full set of nails costs, 4 or 5 times what I paid back in, 2002. It's ridiculous.
Ugh. Well, are you paying for the seat, or it just costs so much? What's the rationale behind this? I need to know.
I'm not 100% sure. The price has definitely gone up for just, a basic set. But then you get a lot of,
an enamel?
From what I've seen, you get a lot of, people who are on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, who are kind of more hobbyist, who think they can just go around doing nails and charging, an insane amount.
Oh,
but they don't actually have the certification and accreditation that you need to actually, charge customers.
I mean, I feel like it's something you're putting your trust in this person to make your nails look like Frosty the Snowman or whatever the fuck the holiday is this week.
Yeah.
So I'd want them to do a legit job. But I mean, if you're just an art major and you're really good at painting tiny cartoon characters on the fingernail canvas, then I say go for it. But
I understand if you're getting actual detail work, but when you're just getting a basic set that's one color and you're getting charged $75, $80, no.
Like a hot lip red?
Yeah, no. If you're just getting basic Revlon red, fuck that shit.
I've never done it, but I feel like I could do it. If you give me some fucking Maybelline, I can do it. Does this Maybelline make nail polish? I don't know.
Yes, Maybelline does. I think so.
All right, what are we doing today? What classic television series are we dipping into kind of for the first time, but we've also kind of done this?
We are doing the CW classic, Gossip Girl.
Yes. So we've traversed this path before, but we did the book, the Cecily Von Siegler or something book series.
Yes.
We did book 1, which is just called Straight Up Gossip Girl, right?
Yeah.
And it's the pilot. It was essentially the pilot of the whole television series, from what I remember.
Pretty much, yeah.
With a few things splattered in that didn't show up on screen, but
yeah.
You sent this to me. You're like, we need to do Gossip Girl, and I was like, all right, we're not doing the pilot though because we kind of already did it. And I'm not going over this again. Not doing it again. And it's kind of Thanksgiving time, so we're like, all right, we'll just kind of like rope in the holiday. And apparently there's like a plethora of like Gossip Girl Thanksgiving Day episodes. Like they do one like every year, as they should, as every television series should.
I mean, you and I both know we love our Thanksgiving episodes. They're like that perfect episode to kind of jump in for whatever reason and like explore a new show. And see, like, how things kind of work for the characters and the dynamics.
Yeah, and I got this vibe from this episode, too.
That's honestly, that's, like, a really good situation for this episode. Like, you get a lot of backstory for a lot of the different characters, because there are flashbacks to a previous Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that, too. Yeah, so we did season 1, I believe it's episode 9 of season 1, and it's called, and you know what, the only reason I selected it, because I liked the title of the episode.
Okay, you didn't even select it, I told you we had to do this one.
Oh, I thought you gave me like a list. I thought I had like a list.
No!
Oh.
I said we have to do this one. This is the one. I wasn't going to do any other Thanksgiving episode. It has to be this one. If we're going to do a Gossip Girl Thanksgiving, it has to be this one.
Well, there's like 5 more, so this could be a tradition.
I know there are 5 more, but this is like...
Is this the one?
Yes, it's the one.
Well, anyway, the episode is called Blair Waldorf Must Pie, which I thought was great.
Yes.
Which, there's no significance to like the title and the episode, so it's great.
There is some significance. I don't think you picked up.
I mean, she eats a pie in the episode.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I did look ahead at it, like, because I was like, I really like the title of this episode, so I looked at like some more titles. Like a few episodes down, we have to do this at some point. There's the Blair Bitch Project, which I was like, oh yes, this is great. And there are a lot of movie references in their titles, so I kind of dug it. Yeah, kind of dug it. So I don't know. We'll keep it on our radar.
Well, to be fair, Blair Waldorf Must Pie is also a movie reference to John Tucker Must Die.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Which also had Penn, who plays Dan.
Okay, I did not pick up on that. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so this was a CW show. I think this was... Is this the year CW came out, or was it the year before? I can't remember, to be honest with you.
No, this is,
We might be a year deep now at this point.
Yeah, we're at least a year deep into the CW.
Yeah, probably.
So, Seventh Heaven is for real gone this time.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's gone? It's dead and buried?
Yeah, it's done. Reverend Camden loaded up all those rando kids that weren't his into that van, and they did whatever it was they were gonna go do. With their, 3 important things. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, so this episode aired on November 28th, 2007. It was a Wednesday. This was a Wednesday show. I always thought it was a Thursday show for some reason, but I guess not.
I thought it was a Monday show.
Well, maybe this week it was on Wednesday. I don't know.
I think it started out on Wednesday and then moved to Monday.
So, Mondays were a gossipy bitch? Is that...
Yeah, something like that.
All right. So I feel like we've talked about the show before, so not the show itself, but the book. So if you want, a character breakdown, go back and find that episode, because we're probably not going to do a character breakdown tonight, right?
Not really.
We're just going to go into the nitty-gritty. We're going to get down and dirty in the Upper East Side. My favorite side of New York City, the Upper East Side. I don't even know if I've been to the Upper East Side.
Honestly...
I've never been to the Met, so I've never sat on the steps of the Met, so I guess not.
I have been to the Met a couple times, so...
Did you sit on the steps?
No, we went into, a special school entrance.
I don't know. I just have this iconic image in my head of, the cast sitting on the steps. So that happened, right? This ain't, a Mandela effect, right?
Yes, it happens multiple times, and, one of my favorite Dan and Blair scenes is on the steps, and... Sorry, I just needed a moment for my Dare moment, my Dare memory.
Dare memory or Dan memory?
Dare, because I was a Dan and Blair fan. They're
You're a Dare?
Yeah, they were called Dare. D-A-I-R.
You weren't into Darina?
No. Ugh. No, Serena is the worst.
Oh, I love this because I'm a Serena hoe and you're like a Blair hoe. So like the juxtaposition. I probably said that word wrong.
Like, I feel like we went through this in with the book episode too. Like, you're like, oh yeah, Serena. I'm like, no, Serena's the worst. Blair is our bad bitch.
I mean, I like her. I like Blair, but I don't know. There's just like something about Serena that I just like connect with, and I forever will connect with, and I will follow Blake Lively till like.
Oh my god.
The end of the earth, if I have to.
Well, that's the thing. I'll follow Leighton.
I like Leighton. She's great. She's like...
I love Leighton.
I'm sure she's fun to hang out with. She's married to Seth Cohen, I think.
Yes,
Are they still? Okay.
Yeah,
they're still married. Okay. And, like, we're in a Seth Cohen renaissance now, too, apparently.
I know. I need to watch that.
Yeah. Well... I don't know.
we did just do, like, I feel like we recently had the whole, like, Netflix, like, what the fuck is even on it thing.
We did. I started a recent, like, OC rewatch, like, in the summer, and I got, you know what, it all fizzles as soon as Oliver comes into play, and that just kind of, like, kills the momentum for me, and then I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out.
Oliver.
Ugh. Like, if you could just skip those episodes, just skip all the Oliver episodes, just go, like, straight into when Marissa steals from, like, I don't know, like, Macy's or whatever the fuck. She saw, like, a bracelet or something. Like, just jump into that episode, and...
Did we do that episode?
We did, and that's, like, the end of the Oliver storyline, too. So it's, like, the next episode.
That's right.
Yeah. Because we were, like, shocked that it was, like, the tail end of that. Because I think he might even be in the episode, to be honest with you. Like,
I think he might be. I don't remember. I probably haven't watched the OC since we did the OC, in all honesty.
But those first, like, 8 episodes, heaven. It's, like, the perfect television series. And if that kept that momentum up, it could still be on right now.
Oh my god.
We could be on, like, season, like, 22 right now. But we're not.
That is terrifying.
That is terrifying. And I have some thoughts on the parents. We'll get there. Do you want to do, like, this hot night of television first, though? Kind of like...
What else was happening in television this lovely Wednesday evening?
I'm going to throw this out there. This is not a hot night of television. Like, I kind of remember this night. Like, I remember these things that were on, but...
All right.
No, like, it's not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me at all. So I told you it was Wednesday, November 28th. I'm guessing it's the night before Thanksgiving.
What year was it?
2007.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
You doing hot research over that?
Yeah. And then I realized how far back I had to scroll on the calendar.
Well, yeah, it would be. It would be because it's always the last Thursday in November, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tracks.
I think.
I could probably tell you exactly where it was this night. Not watching any of these shows. I was probably, like, dead in a ditch somewhere.
Oh my god.
Hanging on for dear life. Probably got, like, roped in to go into, like, a hometown bar to see all my old friends.
No, this is a week after Thanksgiving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because Thanksgiving 2007 was November 22nd.
Oh, so it's a leftover. So I don't feel bad about releasing this episode after Thanksgiving then. So, all right, it tracks. It tracks. Perfect. Oh, yeah, because, like, there's some, like... Christmas-themed things on tonight, so I guess this makes sense. All right.
Okay.
You want to start with the boys at the Alphabet ABC, see what they're up to?
What was ABC giving us?
All right. Things kick off at 8 o'clock with, we get an hour of specials right here. The first one, not sold on this. Shrek the Halls.
Okay, I've seen Shrek the Halls.
What is your take? What is your hot take?
It's okay. There's a really cute Puss in Boots moment, though, where, like, he sees a Christmas ornament and starts swatting at it and gets, like, the big eyes, and it's really cute. But, like, that's, like, the only thing I remember about that all these years later.
Not gonna lie, not a big Shrek fan. Like, Shrek didn't do it for me. I don't know. Not my thing. Never was, never will be, never can be. But we're going to keep it green, though. We're going to stay in the green theme, because following Shrek the Halls is the 40th anniversary of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
So, yeah, ABC was all about the mean, lean green machines tonight. I don't think Shrek's lean, though.
Not feeling it. To be fair, in 2024, I'm just really, like, over the Grinch. Like, you walk into the craft store, and there's, like, an whole aisle of Grinch themed Christmas decor. And I'm like last year, I went to try and find green Christmas ornaments. Just plain green. All I could find was like Grinch green. And that's not what I wanted.
They didn't have like an M&M, like a green M&M, like ornament anywhere.
Like, I just wanted some green Christmas balls because our tree has red. We were doing red, white, and black, and then we decided we wanted a little pop of green.
You didn't want like a stinky green Grinch finger, like messing up that tree.
No.
What about you could have done like, did they have like Kermit the Frog or anything? Like a nice, like cute Kermit ornament?
No, there was so much. It was just Grinch and Grinch and Grinch. It took me almost an hour at the Hobby Lobby just to find green ornament balls, just plain ornament balls that were not the same Grinch color green, because it's that limey green too.
I don't know. I feel like the Grinch is oversaturated though, because we have the Jim Carrey movie, and then they like made like another Grinch movie, and it was just the same thing over again. Like, this thing only needs to be 22 minutes long. It doesn't need to be like fleshed out into a movie.
For real, no, because like last year, one of my kiddos, whenever he wanted music on Spotify, he would go to the Grinch soundtrack, and I'm like, what?
I do like the Grinch slide though, where he like slithers across the floor. Like that is like a core memory for me. So I do like that.
Same.
Yeah. Does he do that in the new one? I don't know, because I won't watch it.
I don't.
Refuse.
I will probably never watch it unless the kids at work get a movie day, and I can't have a kid that actually likes movie days and wants to sit for a movie, and that's what's playing. Most of my kids are not movie day kids.
You know what? Throw something else on. Throw on Transformers instead. They might like that. They might like Big Robots and Megan Fox.
You know, it's usually Disney movies.
Okay. I'm sure Megan Fox isn't a Disney movie.
I'm sure she's not.
All right, you want to go over to 9 o'clock, see what ABC had to bless us with at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, what did we get after these specials? What's next?
This is gonna definitely like paint the time frame for me. Pushin' Daisies.
Wow. Just wow.
You remember Pushin' Daisies, right? You remember the whole...
I remember that I knew several people who really liked it. I was not drawn to it.
I wasn't either. I've never seen it, but I remember it was a thing. It was definitely a thing. It was like a quirky comedy drama. It was like a pie baker, and he can like touch people.
And if she touched somebody, he died or something. I don't know.
Close. He can bring the dead back to life with just one touch.
Oh.
But if he ever touches them again, they will die. So he falls in love with like a girl, and she dies. He brings her back to life, but they can't be together because
if he touches her, she's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she...
Yeah,
like,
no.
But he also goes into these, like, he helps, like, a local, like, PI solve murders in the town. And apparently there's a lot of murders in this town, from what I remember hearing about.
Like, is Jessica Fletcher nearby or something?
Possibly. I don't know.
You know, she shows up to a party, people die.
I mean, the cast of the show is pretty good. It's got Lee Pace, Chi McBride, Kristen Chenoweth, Swoozie Kurtz, so it's like...
Ooh.
It's like not a bad cast. And
no, it doesn't sound like a bad cast. It just... There are concepts for TV shows that are only meant to run for a small period of time.
This is one of them.
And this is definitely one of those. There are shows that should have a longer run. But when you have, like, such a high concept that it's going to be difficult to really keep that going, we need to accept that.
And speaking of that concept, this next show coming on definitely should have been on longer, because I was in this world. I was totally in this world. 10 o'clock, Dirty Sexy Money.
Really enjoyed, like, the first season of Dirty Sexy Money. And then, I don't know why, but I didn't tune in for, like, the second season.
So this had Peter Krause, Samir Armstrong. I feel like one of the... Was like there a Baldwin in it? I feel like there was a Baldwin in it.
There was a Baldwin.
One of the lesser...
And there was an Arquette.
Probably. So this was a primetime soap opera, and it was a big deal because it was like we had like a dry, desolate period of no primetime soaps, and this show came back and it just kind of like splashed. But then it like fizzled out the second season. Like, I don't know, people weren't into it anymore.
Yeah, like it.
It was like a family drama. Like, I think it was like this guy takes over the family business. The dad was rich, I think. And I don't know, it's dirty, sexy money. I forget. Honestly, I forget the whole concept.
Like, there was some kind of like political scandal, I think, and just like it's like that rich, if I remember correctly. And you guys are more than welcome to correct me in the YouTube comments or tweet me. But also, I may not remember I said this by the time this episode drops. So
usually happens.
But I remember it being like one of those like really well-known families, where like Anna from the OC was kind of like the Paris Hilton-y, Nicole Richie type. She was always out in the tabloids, scandalous kind of crap, and so I think that's where some of the sexy came in.
And it was jaw-dropping from what I remember. Like, an episode would end and I'd be like, oh, fuck, I gotta see what happens next.
Yeah, and then I don't even remember what didn't bring me back.
All right, you want to go to CBS next? See what CBS has to offer us.
What did CBS have going on a Wednesday? Probably CSI and CIS, something like that.
Sorta, but... We'll get there. 8 o'clock, things kick off with... This was a controversial show. This is a very controversial show for the time. And probably still would be today. Kid Nation.
Yes. I remember this. It only lasted a couple a couple episodes of that first season. And then it got pulled because they were like, oh, child labor laws. Oops. We didn't follow those.
Kid Nation was basically like, let's take a bunch of minors... and put them on an island and have them, like, Lord of the Flies it. And...
yeah.
It got flack. Like, this show got flack. Guns were drawn. Yeah. People were upset. And I think they just had to pull it because of the pressure. Like, I don't think it ever... Like, we never did find out who won. Like, which one of those, like, kids won. Was it the chubby kid? Was it, like, the smart kid? We'll never know.
Was it the kid you saw in all the commercials? Like, what happened?
I never saw it, so I don't know. I don't even know what the concept
honestly,
is.
I never saw it either.
Like, what did they do on this island? I don't even know. Was it an island? I don't even know. I could just
No, I think it was like a ranch or something.
Oh, like a farm.
So they'd have to like create a little like Western community or something because it was like the 1860s or whatever.
I'm bringing up the page right now. From the pictures I'm looking at, one of the kids is wearing camouflage, but they're also wearing like long sleeves and winter hat toboggan type thing, so like I feel like it was in a cold place.
Toboggan is a sled.
Did I call it toboggan? That's such a southern thing that I just said.
Hell, Patrick, what the hell?
I don't know, maybe these kids froze to death, I don't know. Maybe one of them's still there, who knows? He never left.
Oh my god, Patrick!
We don't know.
I almost spit my soda out all over the computer.
We don't know. Where are they now?
I mean,
where are they now? Where are the kids from Kid Nation now?
I don't know. We should ask on TikTok. I'm sure we'll find one of them.
We need an expose. You know what? I need to be schooled on this a little bit more. I should have done more research on Kid Nation, but I was like, I don't feel like going down this path.
I feel like that's a rabbit hole that we do not need to go down.
All right, 9 o'clock, we get Criminal Minds. I feel like this is your jam. Yeah, Criminal Minds. Yeah, I feel like
Criminal Minds.
It must be early in the run, right? This is like the early years.
Yeah, you're like, this should be season 3, I think. 3 or 4.
Do you think that, what's his name still on the show? The guy who left. Mandy Patinkin?
Patinkin? No, he's gone.
Says he's on seasons 1 to 3, so this could be his last season.
He's only in 1 episode of season 3, and that is the premiere episode.
Okay, then he just said it was too dark and he left. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, and then he went and did that Showtime show.
I don't even know.
The Terrorists and stuff, so I don't know.
Oh, the one with Claire Danes?
Yeah.
Homeland.
Yeah. I wanted to say Homelander, and I was like, that's not it. That's the creepy superhero guy on The Boys.
I'm going to throw this out there. I've never seen Homeland.
I gave, 1 episode a shot, and I was like, this is not for me. Sorry, Showtime.
I'm sure I'd like it. I'm sure I'd like it, but I don't know. I feel like that ship is passed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to be that person who watches Homeland in like 2024. But one never knows. One never knows. All right, 10 o'clock, we're going to do some crime scene investigating.
Okay.
We're in the New York years. Gary Sinise, that other girl, what's her name? Melina Kakanakanakanaidiris, or whatever her name is.
I have no clue.
You know what I'm talking about?
None at all.
The girl?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her name. Like, I can see her face. She's got, like, the olive skin and the dark hair, dark curly hair.
She was on Providence on NBC for a couple years.
Yeah, that girl.
We'll head over to the CW next. You ready for the CW?
Yeah, what was accompanying Gossip Girl? Because I honestly cannot even fathom what that was.
Another show that I've never watched, and I'm not even sure if it's still on today, America's Next Top Model.
I actually don't think they still make it. There's a lot of controversy about America's Next Top Model now.
Like, what are we upset about? What is the general population upset about?
Like, I literally, just last night, saw a TikTok video from someone who was talking about how they were a finalist on America's Next Top Model, like one of the final two or whatever. And, like, they filmed the final episode, and Tyra, like, chose her as the winner, and then Tyra, like, went and made, like, all these threats that if you tell anybody that you won, you're gonna get flown back here, and this girl's gonna win instead, and blah, 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 like...
I can see it.
Crazy shit.
I can see it. Quick question about Tyra Banks.
Yes.
I'm trying to, like, tickle my memory here. She was afraid of dolphins or sharks or something, right?
I honestly don't know.
Wasn't there a thing, Tyra Banks, like, went on a talk show? Or her talk show?
I mean, Tyra had a talk show.
I don't know. I just remember something with her being afraid of an animal, and it just being a thing on, like, Talk Soup or something for a while.
Oh, she does have a fear of dolphins.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, like, they were, like, I think, like, a dolphin expert went on a talk show and, like, brought a dolphin out or something. I don't remember. Like, it was a thing. I remember Joel McHale, like, spoofing it on Talk Soup, or The Soup, or whatever they called it.
Yeah. The most difficult seasons of Dancing with the Stars to watch were the ones where Tyra Banks was the host.
Is she still a thing? Like, are we still, like, smitten with her as a society, as a collective whole?
No, I don't know what she's doing these days.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because, like, she left Dancing with the Stars, and, instead, we got Julianne Hough joining Alfonso Ribeiro, and they are a great little duo. Love them.
Okay.
Love them hosting Dancing with the Stars. But I don't know what Tyra's up to, and I kind of don't care. I'm over her.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I'm over her.
Yeah, never was a fan. Not a fan. Never a fan. Never will be. Obviously, Gossip Girl's on after this 9 o'clock slot. We'll get to you. Hang tight. Sit tight.
Yes.
Buckle up. You want to go over to Fox? See what Fox has to offer us?
Yeah, what did Fox have? Fox had to have something, right?
From 8 to 9, we get a full hour of Till Death. Do you remember this show?
That's the one with Brad Garrett and Jolie Fisher.
Yes, they're like, they're a middle-aged couple, and then, like, Eddie K. Thomas and whoever plays his wife are, like, the newlyweds who move in next door, and we get, like, the little, like, contrast between...
Dynamic there, but that only, like, lasts for, the first season. Like, the newlyweds disappear, and then it's just...
Yeah, this show...
Brad Garrett and Jolie Fisher.
This show was on for a couple years, but it got, like, rebooted, like, every season. Like, they had to, like, mix it up.
Yeah.
Like, I remember J.B. Smoove was on it one season, or...
This is, like, one I came across in, like, syndication or something, and, like, caught some of, and it was enjoyable, but then it get weird, and then it...
Yeah.
Like, they recast the daughter, like, 3 or 4 times.
She was, like, a college-age girl, right?
Yeah, like, she had just gone off to college, so they were, like, in that empty nest phase, and then they get the newlywed neighbors. And, like, the guy was also a teacher with Brad Garrett.
Yeah, and then, like, the daughter came back intermittently, but it was, like, a different actress every time she came back.
Yeah, and then, like, she came back and she was married to somebody, and she was there for a while, and she was played by that girl with... She was on something else. Hold on, I can find her name.
Of course she was on something else. Why wouldn't she?
Maybe I can't find her name. But she's like, she played like some girl Raj dated on The Big Bang Theory, and she was on some other Raising Hope. She was one of like the friends on Raising Hope, and she shows up on my TikTok every once in a while.
She made the rounds. She made the 2000s rounds.
Yeah.
All right, following Till Death. I don't know. I'm not sold on this. Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, it's just Gordon Ramsay yelling at people, and no, it doesn't do it for me either. Like, no, thank you, not my thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole like restaurateur yelling at people thing it doesn't do it for me. I don't know. All right, NBC has a pretty weird night.
Okay, this is just like, you're right. This is not a good night of television.
I mean, things kick off with the 75th annual Christmas in Rockefeller Center.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I have zero interest in watching this. Like, who came? We don't know. They probably bring along their stable of actors and actresses. Maybe like a Muppet shows up. Maybe Kermit shows up. Who knows?
No, literally, like Kermit will show up, and then it'll be like
Tina Fey. I don't know.
Whoever has like whichever musician is dropping a Christmas album.
Ashley Simpson, like, are we past her era here?
Yeah.
Willa Ford. We might be way past Willa Ford's time. So, 9 o'clock on NBC threw me for a fucking loop. Because I had to, like, look into this for a second, because I don't remember this being a show. I mean, I knew it was a show originally in the 70s or something, but I don't remember this being a show in 2007. Any guesses? Any guesses?
No, I'm completely terrified because I do not know what this could be, especially with the way you're talking, and I'm nervous.
Bionic Woman?
We had a Bionic Woman reboot?
Apparently, it was on for one season because I went deep into this, and it was only on for like a few weeks, and they fucking canceled it.
Who even played the Bionic Woman?
I don't even know the actress's name. I saw her name, and I was like, don't even know that name.
That is so wild.
I just want to know if they did that sound when she, like, jumped. That's all I want to know.
So I just looked up the cast. There are only 2 names I recognize.
Okay, let's hear
them. Lucy Hale, who played Becca Summers, who I'm guessing is, like, somebody's little sister at this point, because it's 2007.
Yeah, probably.
And Miguel Ferrer.
He was probably a villain. I get villain vibes from him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so I didn't know that was a thing. So apparently it was a thing. It was on for a few episodes, got canceled. I guess they spent a lot of money on it and lost their investment. That one snuck by me. That one totally snuck by me. And then at 10 o'clock was a show called Life. It was a police procedural. You want the synopsis? You want the plot synopsis?
I gotta know about this one.
All right, this actually sounds like something I'd probably watch, to be honest with you. Charlie Cruz returns to the LAPD after serving 12 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
He spent time in prison and was a cop, gets released, and becomes a cop again.
Yes.
And he didn't commit the crime.
I guess not. Apparently not. Apparently it was on for 2 seasons.
Dude, at least on Chicago PD, like, Hank Voight was actually a dirty cop before he served time in prison and then took over the intelligence department.
That is true. Apparently this was on for 2 seasons, and, like, the main storyline was him trying to find out, like, who sent him to jail for false imprisonment. That was, like, the main
I hate those
thread
threads
of the show.
I'm not a fan of them.
What's going to happen when you solve it? Then what do you do?
Exactly.
All right. You want to do some quick cable snippets tonight?
Yeah. There's got to be something. Like, I can tell you, I know exactly what I watched this night. I can tell you. I might not have actually watched it that night because this is the start of being able to find your shows the next day on streaming and on demand.
This was like DVR era too.
Yeah.
You had DVR. I got a few cable things that I want to bring up just to kind of excite our night. Ion TV, we get a full hour of Mama's Family tonight.
You know I'd love Mama's Family.
We can't talk about this because I got a pretty hurtful comment on YouTube about me not knowing a lot about Mama's Family, so I had to bring that up. And I even like preface in the Mama's Family episode that we did that I don't really know too much about the show. Like I had only kind of dabbled in it here and there.
Yeah.
But I got like raked through the coals on the Mama's Family episode. Did. Apparently I had a lot of questions about the show. Some YouTube commenter, sorry. I apologize. I apologize for not knowing this show. Mostly forgotten sitcom with Vicki Lawrence and a guy named Bubba who lives in the house with her.
What else was on cable this evening?
I only got one more thing. I want to know more about this. I can't find any data on it, but apparently on Style TV tonight, there was a show called Hot Guys Who Cook.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a double take because I mistaked cook for another word when I first looked. I don't know. I guess this is just guys who are hot and can cook.
It got 3 seasons on the Style Network.
I don't even know what the Style Network is. Like, is that still around? Either. Probably not. Like, it definitely wasn't on my cable lineup on Xfinity in 2007. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Like, I never flipped over to the Style Network and was like, "What's on tonight? It's Hot Guys Who Cook on." I'd love to watch some hot guys who can cook. Maybe they're making like a nice sea bass.
I don't know.
Maybe some tabbouleh. Who knows? Like, I want to know what they're cooking. Kraft mac and cheese from the box. Because I'll tell you what, that's what I'll be making. Maybe throw in some pepper or paprika to mix it up a little bit.
Well,
so you don't know it's from a box.
My dear, apparently we can go to Amazon Prime and find episodes.
And watch this?
Oh, it may not be available to watch in my location.
Is this only in Europe? Ooh. This is a European phenomenon.
Apparently.
Speaking of weird reality shows, I don't want maybe just think of this, but have you ever watched I think it's on Max right now. It's like a British show. It's like it's like a dating show, but it's like you have to look at the people naked first. Have you seen that show?
Wait, what? What?
It's like a dating show. It's been on in England for years, but apparently it just made its way to Max, and they bring out the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, and they have to select who they want to betroth, and all the people come out, and they come out naked, and they have to base it entirely on what they look like naked.
Oh my god!
And they show everything, by the way. You see it all. You see hog and tits. It's great.
Guys, you should have just seen. My jaw was on the floor.
Oh, it gets
the floor.
It gets boring after 2 episodes, but the shock factor is definitely there for the first time you watch it. And to make this even more exciting, at first you only see when the men come out, you only see the waist.
Oh my god.
First. No, actually I think it's abs. I think it's abdomen area first, and they show the package next. And then they only reveal segments, and you see the face last.
Oh my god. Wow.
So it's wild.
Oh my god, that is what. Okay, I may have to go onto Max later. Check this out if I can find it.
Yeah, it's as soon as the shock factor wears off, it's a boring show. But at first you're
oh, I'm sure. Give me 10 minutes, and then I'm okay, I'm out. I'm gonna go pick back up my romance novel I'm reading.
But you'll see these guys come out and they have fucking tree trunks, and it's kind of scary. I'm just looking at this woman. I'm I don't know if she can handle that.
Oh my god, that
it's wild. It's fucking wild. You gotta. I think it's called
it sounds wild.
Naked Dating or something. It's something like that. I don't know. I definitely watched 3 episodes over the summer because I was intrigued. I was intrigued by this.
I'm gonna check out Max and see what, if anything, I can find, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. It's. I'm sure it's more scandalous than guys who can cook.
Yeah.
Or hot guys who can cook. I'm sorry. And some of these guys aren't hot. And these, and even the ladies too. They're just I feel the Bachelor and the Bachelorette are disappointed when the faces are revealed, and they're oh shit, I was just basing it on that fucking meat right there. Or a fucking rack. It's I just went for the rack.
Oh my god.
Some crunchy granola girl. Ugh. Yeah. And I think as the audience, I can't remember, but I think we can no, maybe we can't see them first. I forget. I don't know. I tuned it out. I'll never watch it again.
Okay.
It's in the history.
Are you ready to talk about Blair Waldorf Must Pie?
I am, but first, I want to know, like, we're going to have to rate this night of television, though. I don't know. Like, I want to know, like, on a scale of 1 out of 5 hot guys who can cook, like, how many spatulas are you giving tonight?
1.5.
You know what? Usually we get in this, like, wild disagreement, but I agree. Like, this is a fucking dud.
Honestly?
That is a dud.
Like, okay, like, there's not a single, like, actual funny sitcom on. We just have, like, the Brad Garrett, Julie Fisher show.
And I'd, like, watch it out of pity, probably. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll watch this.
Yeah.
I like...
And,
I mean, I probably would watch Dirty Sexy Money. I was probably, like, knee-deep in Peter Krause and Samira Armstrong's drama that night, but...
Like, I watched Gossip Girl.
Forgot about that. Forgot about the mainstay.
And I probably actually watched Shrek the Halls. And I wish I was smart enough to watch Criminal Minds back then, but I wasn't.
I mean, if this whole night of television was our Thanksgiving meal, Gossip Girl is definitely like the turkey on the plate tonight. Everything else is just side pieces you don't really want to eat, but you feel bad because the host is like, oh, you can eat my green bean casserole or something.
Like you get the nasty green, because you can have a good green bean casserole, or you can have like the nasty one where it's just like so much cream of mushroom soup going on.
I think all green bean casseroles are disgusting.
Or like you get,
not gonna lie,
like the dry cornbread from someone who's never actually had good cornbread. And you get like the burnt rolls. And you get the person who tried to do the cranberry sauce from scratch instead of just cracking open that can.
You know what? I'm a cranberry sauce can ho. Like, just give me it from a can. I like the fucking ridges on the side. Like, it's like a texture thing for me. I don't need that, like, soft, mushy shit.
Yeah, I like I like the jellied cranberry sauce from the can. Now, I'm gonna admit, I have a bag of fresh cranberries in my fridge right now. But it's not to make cranberry sauce. The other day, I took about half a cup of them, and I made a cranberry crumble with some shortbread cookie dough.
Okay.
So, I baked, up some shortbread cookie dough in a pan, and then I mixed up the cranberries with some orange juice, like fresh squeezed orange juice, sugar, a little bit of flour to give it that like thickness, and then put that on top of the shortbread, and then the rest of the shortbread on top, and baked it, and it's delicious. I'm gonna go have some after this.
You need to put this on our Pinterest page recipe right now. Stop what we're doing. Stop the presses. Update the Pinterest page. It has been updated since, I don't know, the first fucking week we did this podcast. But, I don't know, 2024 might be the year it gets updated.
I actually do plan on tossing some of the cranberries and a couple of, like an orange and some sugar into the blender and making, like, a cranberry relish.
Well, I envy your Thanksgiving plans. I want to be knee-deep at work. Fucking probably just eating like a bag of chips, a bag of blue bag Doritos at like 2 a.m. just to get me through the shift. Thinking about turkey.
No, yeah. We're actually like off on Thanksgiving. It's one of the few days we're actually closed. And then like my actual center is closed the day after Thanksgiving. Like the other centers are still open. But they're like, the attendance at the little kids center is just terrible. The day after Thanksgiving, they're like, no. It's not worth it. Like, if you guys want to pick up hours at another center, you can, or you can get the day off.
If you're listening to this episode and you live in Myrtle Beach area, South Carolina, please don't go to the hospital on Thanksgiving because I just want to have a nice, peaceful night, eat my blue bag Doritos in peace. I don't have to, take care of someone with a diabetic sugar overload, doing some insulin drips.
I mean, I feel like this is a good night to get cut by the knife.
Won't come to my Florida because I'm not in the ER anymore, so.
Oh, that's right. You're not in the ER anymore.
You guys, the sutures will be downstairs. I'll be upstairs taking care of the person in, like, CHF exacerbation because they had too much sodium.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the diabetics. So I'll be, like, collecting your blood work for the morning. Make sure it looks good so you can go home and buy a fucking $200 big screen, 75-inch television set at Best Buy. Want to make sure you're out in the streets.
Do they still have Black Friday sales?
I guess so. I don't know.
I don't know. I do need a new microwave.
Do you know what I need?
What?
A 2-seat couch, a love seat.
Yeah.
I chose not to buy one.
You're like, I realize I need one, huh?
Rooms to go. If you got any sales, send them my way.
I don't know. I need a new microwave. I kind of destroyed the microwave once.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
For Blair Waldorf to pie?
Yes.
The opening of the episode, we learned that Gossip Girl is going on vacation. She's taking the week off, which I thought was great.
A week. She's taking 16 hours off.
That's it?
Yeah. She's like, for the next 16 hours, I'm going to be knee-deep in stovetop stuffing.
Yeah. I just thought that was... I was really upset that we didn't get, Kristen Bell talk over in this episode, but not gonna lie, I liked not hearing, the narration, though, not gonna lie. It just kind of let us, be part of this world.
Yes. Well, when you, think about it and you look back and you know who Gossip Girl is and you rewatch it, it makes sense that Gossip Girl's not sitting around posting and being snarky. They're too busy.
I was worried going into this because knowing that, spoiler alert for anyone who's never watched all of Gossip Girl, but Dan Humphrey is the Gossip Girl. I was worried that it was going to ruin the episode for me, but it did not. It didn't. I forgot. I forgot that Gossip Girl was a thing because we only get 3 lines of text from her. Maybe Kristen Bell just was hey guys, I'm going away.
No, you know what it was? I just saw something with her the other day, in an interview with her and Adam Brody. She's like, oh yeah, they'd give me a few scripts. I'd go in, record them, and then a few weeks later I'd come back, record a few more. That was it.
That's the dream job.
She didn't even really never know what was going on.
Dream job right there. Being Kristen Bell, being hired just to go into a recording booth, just read a couple lines of text and get paid, and then, I don't know, do Forgetting Sarah Marshall. She was probably doing Forgetting Sarah Marshall at this time.
I feel we're close to it.
I feel we're in that era.
Yeah.
We're post Veronica Mars. She was Veronica Mars is dead and buried by this point. Yeah. She's no longer solving crimes.
Yeah, Veronica Mars was never my thing, so.
Well, she might have been doing the movie. I don't even know when the Veronica Mars movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact. And this is why I really like Kristen Bell as an actress. We both have lazy eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whenever, I watched Veronica Mars and I'm hey, she has a lazy eye, just like me. You don't see that a lot in actresses.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to my lazy eye people out there. I dig. Yeah, so it's Thanksgiving. We're in New York City, Upper East Side. School's out for the week.
Question. When you were in school, did you have the whole week of Thanksgiving off, or did you go Monday through Wednesday?
I feel I went Monday through Wednesday, but I don't know, to be honest with you. I can't remember that far back.
I know, as a kid, growing up in New Jersey, I went Monday through Wednesday. Wednesday would be a half day.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But then, also, that was my homecoming week.
Really?
In high school. Back in New Jersey, yeah, because, we would have, all the homecoming stuff and the big pep rally Wednesday night where we'd have the homecoming court and, all that stuff going on. And then we'd have a big bonfire. And then Thursday morning, we would have, our football game.
Okay, yeah, that was a thing. That's, the return to town.
Yeah, because it was, it was, an actual homecoming weekend. But then, when I went to school, the high school I went to in Colorado, we went to school Monday and Tuesday of the week. Wednesday was off. Thursday and Friday were, of course, off, too. But it wasn't, the whole week. My nephew will get, the whole week off now.
Well, I'm a college student again, just like almost you are, and I have the whole week off.
Well, yeah, I remember going to college, we got the whole week off.
I don't remember.
Which was weird, because, I remember driving, in a different college town, and all the kids were just leaving on Wednesday to go home. And I was that's so crazy to me.
It just seems excessive because, school's going to be over, a week later.
Right?
So it's just why not just stay and I don't know, have like a college Thanksgiving, just get fucking smashed down at the fucking local like pub, and then I don't know, hang in the student union building and
Oh my god, you just unlocked some memories.
do college things. I don't know. It just seems like let's go home. Let's go home, come back, and then go home. Like, that just seems like a lot of work.
For real, because then you're just going to go and do it again in like 3 weeks for your little like 3-week break.
That's a lot of travel. That's a lot of like packing and unpacking and packing.
I was like, I don't know what to do for these 3 weeks. What am I supposed to do for 3 weeks at my dad and stepmom's house?
I don't get it.
Right?
Especially now that you're an adult. You become an adult over like the 3 months you're away.
Yeah.
And just became like enthralled in independence. Speaking of, I had seen a TikTok and it was like, it must have been like a freshman in college and he was like 18 or 19 or something. And he was like, oh, I'm so excited. I can go out and come home whenever I want. Oh, this is the life. And I'm just like, you know what, dude? Coming home at 8 p.m., fantastic. Like, I want to be home before 9 o'clock.
I'm like, I don't want to drive at night. No, thank you.
Exactly. I can't see. Like,
For real.
I was driving to work the other night, and it was like 6 p.m., and I was like, I can't see the road. I was like, there needs to be sun.
No, like, we had to go pick up one of the cars from the mechanic, and we were driving home, and I'm like, why are there so many people out on the road at 8 o'clock at night?
I know. Like, sometimes I'll leave work early and, like, go home at, like, 2 a.m., and there's, like, people driving around, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going home.
Why are you people out?
From work. Why are you driving around? Why? Like, I should just be able to, like, ride through red lights because there's no one on the road.
For real. Like, I get up and I go to work at, like, I leave the apartment at, like, 6:50, 6:45, something like that, 6:40, every morning. And I'm like, why are there so many people on the road?
And when I have work off, I go out to dinner at 4 o'clock so I could be home by 5 o'clock when, like, the sun starts setting. Just like,
no, like,
let me get this over with. I love being old. It's great.
I went out today to run some errands, and I got home at 3:30, but it felt like it was close to 8 o'clock because it's getting dark.
Oh, yeah. I just love the idea of just being home. Like, I used to, like, let's go out. Let's, like, live life and stay out all night. Now I'm just like, like, I just want to be like...
Yeah, no. In my 20s, I went out to the bars every weekend, and now I'm like, you cannot pay me to go to the bars. Like, if my gal pals from work are like, let's go have a girls' night at the bar, and I'm like, that sounds exhausting.
Can we have a girls' afternoon at the bar instead?
Go to, like, high tea or something.
Yeah, let's go to Chili's and just get some, like, a triple dipper.
Just go and get, like, coffee or something, like...
It's great.
Can we just go chill out at the cafe at Barnes & Noble or something?
But I'm telling you, who's going to the bar? The high school kids on Gossip Girl go to the bar.
Oh my god, right? Like, I don't understand this.
The episode opens up with a flashback to the previous year. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, I don't know, like, the morning time. And Blair and Serena are, like, stumbling out of, like, a bar.
Blair stumbling. Serena stumbling. Blair came to get this bitch.
Yeah, probably.
Because, because Blair is, like, stone cold sober. Like, Thanksgiving is Blair's, like, favorite holiday. She's got this great tradition with her dad that she loves where he actually, like, cooks the food and they make a pie together and all this stuff. And she's off having to get drunk-ass Serena from a bar because she wanted to drink with the lonely people.
It's, like, 8 in the morning. Serena is wearing, like, leopard print, like, outfit. Like, she's wearing her nighttime outfit. It's, like, 8 in the morning. Her makeup's a mess. Her hair's a mess.
She's probably been out since the night before because Lily's not paying attention where the hell Serena is. Let's be real.
And this is the city that never sleeps. So, like, that bar don't close. So she's just out all night.
Yeah.
And, like... Where was she in New York City? Because this did not look like a nice place.
No, it looked like it was Brooklyn because it wasn't that far from Dan.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so she comes out.
Because she runs into Dan picking up pies, so it's probably like... Also, like, why are you picking up pies the day of Thanksgiving, Dan?
And
shouldn't you have gotten that shit the day before?
And, I mean, I guess the bakery's open. It's New York City.
Maybe.
It's different than what I'm used to, because
Yeah, same. Like, I live in a place where, like, shit is shut down. That's also why I'm like, why are all these people out?
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if this is like a Northeastern thing. Thanksgiving morning, when I lived in the Northeast, bars opened in the morning for breakfast, but it's not a thing here.
Okay, so that could possibly just be like one of those things where there are the different liquor laws and stuff.
I mean, I live in a place that has a pretty lax liquor law,
Because
but
I feel like we don't have bars that open here until like noon or something.
I remember one time, maybe like 2012 or 2013, my friend Larique was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to this bar on Thanksgiving morning. They open at 7. They're gonna have breakfast. They're gonna have like an endless Bloody Mary mimosa bar." And I was like all for this. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And like I showed up. My fucking ass showed up at like before like just before they opened, like expecting like a long lines and like nobody's there. I'm the only one there, like sitting there.
Oh my gosh.
And my friend doesn't even show up for like 2 hours later. She comes in. Lurie comes in. She looks like Serena Vander Woodson or whatever her name is. She's got like the sunglasses on. Her hair's tousled. Makeup smeared. Like she is definitely like walk of shame in it. Like into this bar at like 9 a.m. Because like I was there at 7. It's like 9 a.m. The parade's like almost over, and I'm like, "Where the fuck have you been?" And she's like, whatever she said. She like Ubered there. I don't even like know how she showed up, and I'm like, I've been sitting here waiting. Like, I don't even drink Bloody Marys, but here I am, like at the Bloody Mary bar, like, tomato juice and fucking vodka, and they're just like dropping in like I don't know, hot peppers and fucking celery sticks into this thing, like pretending I enjoy it. And I'm like, I've had 3 of these, and this is definitely watered down because I don't have a buzz. And
no, because like, so I just looked it up. Apparently, bars are allowed to open at 7 a.m. In Colorado Springs. That never occurred to me to go to the bar though for breakfast.
I mean, as a night shifter, I've totally gone out after.
that makes sense because you work overnights. And that makes perfect sense. Like, even when I worked nights, I would be off by midnight, so I would just be like, peace out, bar's already closed, I'm going home.
Yeah, we used to definitely look up, like, what opens at 7 a.m., and there was, like, one place, the Famous Toastery, shout out to the Famous Toastery, but you could only get mimosas. That was it. They couldn't serve beer or liquor until 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But then we found a place that was near the beach, a waffle place, that you could actually order, like, beer and liquor, and I was like, we need to start going here, but it was so much like further away, so it was like a longer ride for me home. So not that I got smashed or anything, I just would have like a beer and go home, but I was like, oh, like I had to go like a half drive instead of going like 2 minutes down the road. I have to go like a half hour of the road, and I don't even like waffles, so
see it as like that coworker like hang out after work sort of thing, but not like an everyday.
Yeah, I tried to get like a TV show Friends like after work bar vibe going, but
no, yeah.
Like I was the only one who was like into this vibe, and no one else was. And it's like, well, I gotta go home and like pick up my kids, and I'm like, oh, like man, I thought like we'd have like a fun like we hang out at the bar in the morning, and we become characters here, and we like a storyline here. But no, it didn't pan out, and it was like only me, and I was like, I'll just start going home now after work.
Yeah, like, apparently bars can, like, start serving at 7 a.m. here, but, like, none of them do.
This episode basically flashes back to the present and then the Thanksgiving the year before, and I guess this is the catalyst for what drives Serena out of town?
It lays a lot of the groundwork, though.
Okay, so this is the yellow brick road to get her out of town.
Yes, this is... We also kind of get to see... a little, I think we kind of really get the, beginning of Gossip Girl. Because, like, this is kind of like, we see Dan is, like, obsessed with Serena from afar. He wants to be part of this world. And, like, he just has this, like, in his mind, magical run-in with this drunk idiot. this drunk, like, 15-year-old girl or whatever.
And she, like, stumbles into the street and almost gets hit by, like, 5 taxi cabs, by the way.
Yeah, and then the taxi cabs are like, you tried to save her? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, he's like, I would have just hit this bitch.
And then he, like, loses the pies.
Yeah, they get ran over.
But, like, I think this is kind of, like, the start. Because, like, we don't know exactly when Gossip Girl, like, started her blog. But I feel like it was before Serena left.
Well, in the first episode, it's already a thing. Like, it's already existed. It's already established.
Yeah, so, and it's already a thing, and, like, exactly. So it's, like, a thing that they know about, and they're like, oh, Gossip Girl spotted Serena.
At the, fucking...
At Time Central.
Time Central. The train station, right?
Yeah, the train station.
But that was, like, the catalyst for the whole show.
Yes, that, like, Serena returning to town is the catalyst of the show. We lay the groundwork of why one of the reasons Serena left is that she and Blair's boyfriend, Nate, hooked up at a friend's wedding.
All right, can we talk about Nate for a minute?
Yes, let's talk about Nate.
I'm not into Nate. I don't know. Like, he's a dud to me.
Nate is, like, Nate becomes so, like, disengaged with the rest of the group throughout the series. It's kind of hilarious.
I guess so.
Like, Serena always has, like, this obsession where she thinks Nate and her should be together. Like, even though, like, Dan's drooling over her half the time. Like, she only wants Dan, really, when she can't have Nate or Dan wants Blair.
I don't see the appeal of Nate. I don't know. Like, there's, like, Nate's not got nothing to me. I don't know.
No, Nate is just your, like, classic rich boy who's got the rich, influential parents, and the dad is actually kind of a criminal and is going to end up in trouble. And in this one, he kind of tries to kill himself.
Yeah, he, like, ODs on a bunch of pills or something. I forget. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And Nate's like, Dad, I know what you're doing. You've tried this before, and I know Mom's batshit crazy. Yeah,
the mom tries to cover it up, and she's like, oh, he probably just had a Vicodin after dinner, and
too much to drink, like.
And Nate's like, yeah, 30 Vicodins?
Yeah, I just, like, what I remember for, like, Nate's parents are, like, they're terrible.
Yeah, I get nothing from them.
They don't really exist in the show after, like, a few more episodes.
Yeah, I got nothing from them. Like, I do like the parents on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But Nate's parents are just the least I connected with in this. Because now that we're olds, like, I watch these teen dramas for, like, the parent drama.
Yeah, no, for real. And, like, let's be real. Lily Rufus, like, that's the thing.
How old do you think the Humphrey dad is, Rufus?
Don't make me do this.
I'm like, we're clearly older than him.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me do the math.
Like, I always watch this, and I was like, that is like a 35-year-old man. Not even. Like, he could have been a teenager, like, on 90210, like, when I was watching it.
He's 38 years old. Yeah, we are older than Rufus and Lily.
Okay, yeah, so we're older than him, like, in this episode. He looks good. He looks good for his age, though.
No, he looks freaking fantastic.
He looks great. And Megan Rutherford, is that Kelly Rutherford? That's her name, right?
Yeah, Kelly Rutherford.
She plays Lily Vanderwoodson.
Yeah.
She was Megan. That's where I got Megan from. She was Megan on Melrose Place.
Yes.
I love her.
I met her once.
You met her?
Yes. Like, when I was in high school, we went to... my journalism class went to a filming of a talk show, the Pat Bullard Show, and she was a guest, and Tyson Beckford was a guest.
I love it. I love Kelly Rutherford. I wish she was a bigger name. I wish she did a lot more things. She's just such, like, a pleasant to watch. I don't know. Like, I loved her. Like, she was in the later seasons of Melrose Place, like, the not-so-great years, but she was, like, the beacon of hope. She was the hooker with a heart of gold.
She was, and she was such a good match with Michael.
Michael Mancini needed to be grounded, and what he needed was a hooker with a heart of gold. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what he needed. And she offered that, and she was such a great character. And, like, I always, like, wanted more for this actress. And I was so excited when she was cast on Gossip Girl. Got, like, a big role. This is, like, a big role for her. big character. She's like a significant character in the show. And I was here for her like drama in this episode because she used to fuck Rufus like back in the day, but then they like broke up.
Okay.
And
yeah, Lily and Rufus were like each other's first loves.
They were like the Ryan Atwood and like Marissa of their time.
Yes, very very much so. They were together. Her parents didn't approve of him. Like her mother, Cece, is a stuck-up snob, but let's be real, so Lily is too. Because she leaned into that part of herself.
Yeah.
All those years with her, like, many husbands, including the husband she has after this episode, because she gets married a couple more times.
Good for her. I love it. I love that for her.
I mean, yeah, because she marries Chuck's dad. And she and Rufus actually do eventually get married for a short while.
By the way, Chuck is not in this episode, so it's great. Yeah.
No, and I'm honestly so happy about that, because I am not a TV Chuck Bass fan.
Book Chuck?
I love book Chuck Bass. Yes, I do not like TV Chuck.
Well, there was that whole, like, rapey vibe from Chuck in the first episode. And then we're supposed to, like him as a character? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Not happening.
No. I'm sorry. Blair, you could and did do better than Chuck. Many times. You should not have ended up with Chuck.
Oh, she did end up with Chuck, didn't she?
I'm still not over that.
I mean, last season of Gossip Girl, I feel like doesn't exist, to be honest with you. It's like a fantasy world.
No, I'm very happy when, like, up until, like, Blair and Dan break up, I'm chill, Gossip Girl's great, and then everything after Blair and Dan breaking up does not exist.
Alright. To each their own.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so the major drama in this episode is we get a lot of flashbacks. We get kind of like, we see the early cementations of the Blair and Serena, like, drift.
Yeah. We see, like, we see very, like, specific aspects of who Blair and Serena are. Blair is going to be this caretaker. You know, she's going to look after her friend. Serena's like, let me just get drunk and party and maybe I'll take my clothes off in front of your boyfriend.
And, like, splash each other in a bathtub.
Yeah. And, like, Nate is just kind of, like,
Nate is Nate.
Nate's just kind of like this goofy guy who's like, ooh, I get attention from a girl.
I almost called him Nick. Nate just wants to get his dick wet. He don't care who gets his dick wet. It could be fucking Blair, it could be Serena, it could be fucking, I don't know, one of the moms.
I mean, he chases after Jenny. He goes after... He dates Vanessa for a while. Another one who... Book Vanessa is great. TV show Vanessa sucks.
I don't even remember who the fuck is Vanessa?
She's not even in this episode. She's like Dan's best friend who, like...
Oh, yeah, Vanessa. Oh, yeah. I never was a Vanessa fan. I'm sorry. I didn't imagine her.
Book Vanessa is so much cooler. Like, she's more ingrained in the group than Dan is.
Yeah. I still have, like, a tough time, like, figuring out, like, the friendship dynamic because, like, do they all go to the same school or do they not? Like, I forget.
Okay, so, the two schools are connected, but they are not the same school. There's, like, a boys' school and a girls' school.
We talked about this in the book. Episode, yeah, because
I think we did. Like, in the book, it's even, like, more convoluted because I think there's, like, multiple schools that the guys go to. But... basically, Serena and Blair were best friends until Serena was Serena, screwed Nate, left town, didn't tell anybody, and then came back and just was like, hey guys, I'm back. And Blair's like, okay, well, we've done awesome without you. We don't need you now. Go away.
Could you imagine being like 60 years old and just like dip in town? Like, it still blows my mind.
No.
Like, I'm out, guys. I'm out.
No, and like just leaving your boarding school and just showing back up in New York and like, hey mom, I got kicked out because I like didn't do any of my homework. Because like, I just wanted to party.
Didn't you go to like Paris or something too?
Serena was always just like dipping out and going wherever, and Blair would actually like stick around and work on accomplishing her goals. And then we have like Nate and Chuck were best friends. But then later, it's more like Nate and Dan become best friends. But then really, Nate is off in his own little world.
I don't know. Nate's a wild card to me. He just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, not a fan. I don't know. I don't...
No, there was something in the reboot episode where they mentioned Nate as, like, some major power player, and I was like, I can't.
No.
I can't.
Like, not a... Nate is like a fucking realtor today. Like, is what he is. And not, like, high-end real estate. He's just selling, like, fucking shitty flats to, like, college kids in Brooklyn. That's, like, what he's doing.
Series, Nate ended up owning a newspaper, so I figure he's, like, some multimedia...
What?
Yes.
No, I don't even remember that aspect.
Yeah, that was after he had sex with Chuck's mom.
He totally would fuck Chuck's mom.
Played by Elizabeth Hurley.
Elizabeth Hurley. Why do I not remember this?
Because it's like the last season, and it's like, what the absolute?
Elizabeth Hurley. They fucking drug her from the gutters and threw her on a fucking CW show that like 11,000 people in the country watched.
Yes.
And I'm inflating those numbers because I'm sure 11,000 people didn't watch the show. Consecutively. Maybe like over time.
Yeah.
Maybe over time, but like not at once. Because no one sticks through this show. Like you get to a certain point and you're like, I'm done.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I watched the first season. Loved it. I tried to keep up the second season and then it just wasn't a priority. And I dipped out. And then when it came on like Netflix, I was like, I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. And I watched it. And then I was like, damn, I love Dan and Blair. I want them together. They get together and then they break them up so she can get back with fucking Chuck.
And then like Taylor Momsen, who plays Jenny, became a hot mess and they like wrote her off.
Oh, speaking of, you know what movie Taylor Momsen was in as a child? Jim Carrey's The Grinch. She's Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Call back.
Call back to like 40 minutes ago.
Oh, we're like at an hour now. All right. You want to do the basic beats? Because I feel like there's a lot of drama. I feel like we covered most of it because it's like pretty fast moving. Like too much shit happens. So
yes. So the basic beats are we have Blair is trying to preserve whatever she can of her love of Thanksgiving because her father has left her mother for a man and moved to Paris.
Named Ramon. Ramon.
Who we do not get to see Ramon in this episode, really.
Oh, I love it.
But we get to see Harold.
Do we ever meet Ramon?
I think we get we do, eventually.
All right. Who plays him? Antonio Sabato Jr.?
We do finally get to meet Harold, who is played by the same person who played Lex Luthor on Lois and Clark.
Who the fuck played Lex Luthor on Lois and Clark? I don't even know.
Yes.
Who the fuck played? I don't even know. Like, I can't even... I just remember the...
I can't remember his name. I had it earlier.
I was gonna say Gene Hackman, but that was the movies.
No, that's the wrong one. John Shea.
I vaguely know that name, but I could see the face. I see the face, and I see the...
Yeah, you can see the face. Oh, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there.
That whole Lois and Clark thing, I blacked out.
Yeah. He played Lex Luthor on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. And every time I see him, that's immediately who I think he is. So, like, when he's on a really, like, sketchy as fuck episode of, I think, Law & Order, SVU, I'm like, ooh, he's gonna be the bad guy. And then here he is as Blair Waldorf's father, and they have, like, this tradition where he actually, like, we have to remember, they're super, super rich people. Like, he actually, like, works on cooking the meal and making the appetizers. And he and Blair bake the pie together.
Yeah, it was like a weekend, not a weekend, like a yearly tradition.
Yeah, it's like their tradition, and, you know, the family seems pretty close. There are some awkward moments, like, Eleanor getting upset that Blair, kind of ate a bunch of the canapes earlier. And this is kind of like the one time we really get into Blair's eating disorder. Blair's bulimia. It's very prominent in the books. It's barely ever really mentioned in the series except for this episode.
The way they present it, though, it wasn't explicitly clear, though.
Yeah, no.
It was because you see Blair have a flashback, and like they show her like stuff in her face of like pie or something, and then like it cuts to her like her in like a bathroom stall somewhere, like in a public place, and you just see her like ankles like through the. And I was like, is she throwing up? Like, is that what this is supposed to be? But it never like. It doesn't come up, but it's, like, implied, sort of, like, a little bit later in the episode.
Well, like, when Eleanor's, like...
When, I think it's the mother... No, is it the housekeeper, like, comments on her, like, eating pie.
Well, like, the mother's, like, take a dessert. Pick a dessert. Because she hasn't been eating, she's like, I know what you want to go do. Just pick one of the pies that are here. You can't have your dad's pie. Because I sent that down to the doorman. It is long gone. You can go pick any of these lovely pies here, go gorge and go throw up, is basically what Eleanor is telling her to do.
Kind of a shitty mom, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Like, who gets...
Eleanor...
Who's the shittiest parent on this show?
Gets better.
Eleanor?
Ooh, no, Nate's parents. Nate's parents are the shittiest ones.
I mean, it's... Alright, a father who ODs...
Because they never redeem themselves as parents.
Okay, so...
Eleanor redeems herself... Harold redeems himself, Lily redeems herself, even Chuck's dad, Bart, redeems himself somewhat, Rufus redeems himself. A close third would probably be Dan and Jenny's mom, Allison.
Allison's a dud. Just gotta throw this out there.
She's so upset about Lily, like, all these years later, like...
What is the, I can't remember. What is the dynamic between Rufus and Allison? So they were, like, together, they get separated, and they just got back together?
So, like, they were together, like, things were great, but then Allison cheated on Rufus.
Okay.
And left him and the kids to go to, like, an artist commune, and, like, wasn't in contact with any of them. And then she, like, just pops for, like, a year or so.
Okay.
Basically, let's just say probably about the same time Serena ditched out on town and went to boarding school. It's about the same time Allison ditched out on the family.
And, like, in this, like, blank slate of a period, Rufus, like, made out with Lily at some fundraiser party.
Yeah, like, some fundraiser, they had, like, this moment and gave in. It was, like, a few episodes before.
And then Allison came back, like... In, like, the heat of it.
And she's like, oh, we're gonna make this work, because, you know, I got that out of my system. Oh, fuck, Lily's still around?
Well...
And it's like, our kids go to the same school, where the like, come on, girl.
Allison's a dud. I don't know, like, I just saw her...
Allison, she just... Like, I feel like we never see her again after, like, the next episode or something.
Really? It's that soon when she gets written out?
I think so, yeah. Like, she does not last long. Like, maybe she pops back up when Jenny goes all, like, black eyeliner or whatever, but even then, I don't think she does.
She came in to give her daughter, like, a heart-to-heart. Like, you know what? You can't be, like, a Courtney Love wannabe.
Yeah, be like, come live at the commune with me! Get out of the terrible, toxic world that is the Upper East Side!
Oh, because she's, like, probably supposed to be, like, the voice of reason, right?
Supposedly, or something, I don't know. But she's really not. Allison is trash. She's so just...
Yeah, Allison sucks.
Like, she cheated on Rufus. Why would you cheat on Rufus?
I know, he's a starving artist. Like I feel like that's her type.
Best parent.
That's her type.
He's the best parent on the whole show.
He toured with Jane's Addiction.
I'm like... All I could think of is I wonder how Allison reacted when she found out that Rufus and Lily had a kid together.
She probably went over to Nate's dad's house and was like, where are your Vicodin?
Can I have some of the Vicodin?
Ugh.
That was so dark.
That is pretty dark. So I think, like, the biggest, like, move the story forward moments in this episode is we kind of get the... I'm going to say the will they or won't they relationship of Blair and Serena. They like fight and they make up. Are they going to stay friends? Sort of. Yes and no.
The best frenemies you could ever have.
Well, they secretly hate each other, obviously. Like, it's that.
I think it's more like Serena is so self-absorbed that she does not see that her selfishness causes all this pain and issue for everyone around her.
As a Serena stan, I'm going to say that's true. Like, I totally recognize that. Like, she's obviously the problem. She's obviously the issue in this whole series, but
Like, Serena decides she wants something or someone.
she's getting it.
And she does not care at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, if it's gonna hurt anybody around her or screw shit up for anybody else. If that's what she wants, that's what she's going for. Even if she has, like, no reason to get whatever it is. Like, if she wants... Because she's just an idiot who doesn't do her schoolwork at all, and she...
Alright, Gossip Girl today, this world, like, what do you think Serena and Blair's relationship is like today? I don't see them being friends today.
No, I don't either.
They hit that age, like, Blair hit 30, and she's like, I'm done with this fucking bitch. Like, I'm fucking done. Blair probably kind of settled down with someone who I'm assuming that's not on the show, maybe like a non-show character. She finally found somebody.
Oh god, I have to break this to you, don't I? Blair married Chuck at the end of the show, and Serena married Dan.
Well, Blair and Chuck broke up. Just so you know.
100%. I think Blair and Dan actually ended up having a secret love affair for years.
Well, I think that Blair and Chuck were, what, like 23 at the end of the series, probably? Give or take.
Blair was already once divorced because she had married the Prince of Monaco.
She divorced Chuck, like, by the age of 24. Maybe she started, like, a fucking hair product line or something. She did something. Maybe she, like, fucked...
Well, she did take over... I believe she took over her mother's design company.
Okay, well, she did that for a bit, made some money. Maybe she got back together with Dan for a little bit, but then, I don't know. Like, she's got someone new. She's got someone, like, peripheral, like a peripheral character we'll never meet.
Honestly,
in this world.
I could see Blair finally finding someone who is not caught up in the drama of that group at all, and is, like, obsessed with her. Yeah.
That's what she needs. She needs to, like, I don't know, move to, like, somewhere else, meet someone that's not rich. She needs to just find, like, an everyday fucking, like, carpenter or something. Like, a guy who, like, makes boats.
Something, like, real.
Yeah. And just, like, move to, like, a fucking Iowa ranch somewhere and get, like, just live there. Just live her days out there, away from all this drama, away from all the mess, and, like, doesn't, like, she gets the little high school reunion, like, Facebook invites, and she don't go. She's like, you know what, fuck it.
She's like, I'm done with that. Who needs that?
She's like, I know I'm just gonna go back, I'm just gonna have fucking Nate, I'm gonna have fucking Dan, I'm gonna have fucking Chuck, like, all three of them at once, probably, and, like, she's like, I'm just gonna stay out of it. I got, like, my 2 kids. She's got, like, 2 shitty kids.
I really don't want to deal with Serena and her bullshit.
Yeah, Serena is probably, like, a fucking bar slut today.
Like, she's...
Like, shout out to Serena. Serena is, old lady celebrity who, like, doesn't have any kids, like, never married. But nothing's, like, immediately a spinster, that's the word I'm looking for. Like, a rich spinster.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel like Serena would want to have the life that Paris Hilton has. And she could never get it. Because Paris Hilton, can't believe I'm actually going to say this, appreciates the down-to-earthness. Paris Hilton has the life that you want for Blair.
I'm going to throw this out there, like, 2024 Paris Hilton is a fucking dreamboat. Like, she is a catch. I love modern era Paris Hilton, and I don't know. I'm here for her. I'm rooting for her. Like, I relate with her. Like, I want to be her friend. And
like, I'm not gonna lie. When, like, there's those video clips of her, like, with her mom being like, "Oh my god, that's a Hermes tray. What is it doing here?" I'm like, where should we be putting this tray in our super fancy house? Like, it's bad that we have a candle on it in our kitchen. Like, a candle that's never gonna get lit in a kitchen that we're not actually cooking in, the staff is cooking in, you're, like, freaking out. Like, and Paris is like, really, Mom? Really?
Yeah, I love modern Paris Hilton. It's fucking great. Like, she's got a line of, like, cookware at Walmart.
I know, every time I see it, I think of you.
Like, 20 years ago, on, like, The Simple Life, whatever the fuck the show was called, Paris Hilton, like, didn't even know what Walmart was. Like, they said something to her about Walmart. She's like, what's a Walmart?
So, do they sell walls there?
Yeah. And
isn't that, like, the classic line?
She was always, like, about bottle service at bars. But, like, now she's just, like, a classy old broad. And just like with kids and like settle down and just I don't know, just living life. Just kind of like, all right, you know what? I had my fun. I did my selfie with Britney in 2002 and belted the selfie, but I don't need to do that shit anymore. I don't need to show my pussy on fucking TMZ.
Yeah. I feel like Blair would have the life closer to Paris Hilton than Serena would. Serena would just be like this hot mess in the New York scene still. Like, maybe she's probably been married and divorced like 3 or 4 times. No kids, though. And, like, doing charity work, but then she's, like, she shows up trashed out of her mind.
I gotta figure it out. Hold on. I just cracked the Serena van der Woodsen's.
You cracked it?
She became, like, she went on her, like, Lindsay Lohan downward spiral. Like, moved to fucking Malta or wherever it was, Dubai, wherever it was that, like, Lindsay Lohan moved to. Became, like, one of those, like, high-class whores that Lindsay Lohan came to be. But now, like, I feel like, she's probably, what, like, 36 in canon right now in real life?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, she's back stateside. She's back in New York City, and she's, like, trying to right her wrongs just now. She's never going to be able to reconnect with, like, her old friends. Like, maybe she'll go on Watch What Happens Live with Blair. They're going to do this, like, forced fucking thing with Andy Cohen just to make it seem like they're still friends. But that camera's going to cut off, and they're just going to go back to being, like, cunty towards each other. But she's trying, in my mind. She's at least trying. She's probably got, like, a washed-out look face-wise. She's got the lines, all that coke that she did over in Dubai.
Serena, 2025 is going to be the year Serena van der Woodsen is redeemed.
I feel like this is going to be Serena's year, 2024, New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to send the invite out to Blair in Iowa. Blair's not going to reply. Blair's going to just be like, I ain't fucking going. I know what happened the last time we fucking did Thanksgiving together. It was a fucking hot mess. Sorry you had to drag me out of the bathroom, but I'm not that person anymore, kind of thing. I'm just going to hang out with my fucking carpenter husband, my, like, triplets, my blonde-haired triplets. I don't know why they're blonde-haired in this scenario, but they are. They're like 6. They're like 6 years old. They're smart. They're homeschooled. I feel like they're homeschooled.
Oh, so she went to, she became, like, Ballerina Farms.
Yeah, she homeschools her kids. She don't send her kids to school.
Mm-hmm.
And you might get mad at me, but I gotta see her as an anti-vax mom.
Blair is educated enough that she wouldn't go down that route.
She didn't go down that route?
I don't think she would.
I don't know.
I feel like, you know who would be anti-vax? Serena.
No, Serena will stick whatever she can into her body. She's a party girl. She finds a fucking rusty needle somewhere. She's like...
Okay.
Jabbing that shit in her arm. I don't know. I see Blair going down like that fucking...
Yeah.
Anti-vax.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we've had...
Maybe it's just me. You know what? Hold on. Let me do a full rewatch. Rewatch of the show, and maybe I will reassess because maybe it could be Serena.
Okay, we'll check back in on that in another decade because that's how long it's going to take you to rewatch Gossip Girl. Because I feel like you're going to be like, nope. Oh yeah, I got to rewatch this, and then nope, dropping in and out like all the time.
It takes me a long time to rewatch a series that's more than 2 seasons. Just gonna throw this out there.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm rewatching something. That's like all I watched for like 3-4 weeks.
You watched like 27 years of Law and Order in like 15 minutes somehow. I don't know like how you pulled it off. You like invented a time machine.
To be fair, Law and Order is also like the only TV show I watch each week live.
You're still in that world, huh?
Yeah, I love it. Like, that's the one show the boyfriend and I watch live every week.
Not even, like, one Chicago?
No, because, like, Wednesday nights are also usually the nights I have, like, my monthly meeting, so I end up missing stuff, so then I have to come back, and it's just frustrating.
You just dip into it here and there. Okay, it makes sense. It tracks.
So then, I go and I catch up, and then, like, I get left on the fucking cliffhanger that they left us on, and it's gonna be very traumatic.
Very traumatic. All right, are we missing any dangling threads in this episode?
Okay, so hold on. We gotta go through. Let me hit a few points. So, Serena throws it in Blair's face that Blair slept with Chuck, and Blair's like, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Because you slept with my boyfriend.
Ooh.
And that's when, like, Blair's like, you're uninvited from Thanksgiving, bitch. And that catapults Serena, her younger brother Eric, and her mother going over to the Humphreys for Thanksgiving. And this is when Dan and Jenny and Eric and Serena find out that Lily and Rufus were, like, basically high school sweethearts.
Yeah, they were a thing. Like a legitimate thing. And, like, it becomes drama for, like, 20 minutes. It's just, like, high drama.
Yeah, they're just, like, they're processing, and they're like, ooh, when my dad says he dated a girl like Serena, it was your mom. Oh, my God. And they have this moment where they're like, you guys don't think any of us are related, do you?
I love that scene, by the way. They were, like, doing the math.
No, but you guys do share a brother that you just don't know about yet.
Yeah, they were doing the math. They were, like, comparing, like, fucking hair color and shit and, like, skin complexion. They're like, well, I mean, we do have, like, the same color roots.
And Eric's like, no, not my roots, not my roots. Meanwhile, like, Nate's dad is, like, trying to kill himself, and there's no Chuck, and Blair's like, my dad abandoned me, like, why would he do this? And it's because Eleanor was like, don't come. Don't come. Blair doesn't want to see you. Blair was desperate to see her father.
Yeah, poor Blair. Like, because we get... they really heavy-handed the flashbacks. It's like, we know it's a flashback. You don't have to keep reminding us, because it would say, Thanksgiving, last year, every time. I'm like, we know.
It'd be like this, there's like this bluish tone.
This, like, washed-out tint.
Yeah, there's like this different tone, tint, filter to the scenes.
And they try to, like, subtly change their hairstyle, too, to make them look, like, a little bit younger.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It was obvious. It's like...
Like, Jenny's got the little pigtails, and she's supposed to look like she's just this cute little 12-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, like, you don't need to, like, do this every time. Like, you don't need to. Like, we know it's last year. You don't need to do it in big, yellow, giant font.
Exactly.
To remind us. I mean, this is a show aimed for, like, teenagers. They might not be able to figure it out.
True.
I figured it out.
We ate it up, though. We ate this shit up.
But the whole episode ends with, like, a Humphrey family, like, football game.
Yeah, so, like, we get this idea that things are gonna, like, Rufus and Allison are gonna, like, get their shit figured out, and Jenny and Dan are gonna have their mom, and, like, that totally doesn't last. It doesn't.
But we have to believe it for the moment, because it's Thanksgiving. They're down at, like, East River fucking Bankside or something. A little park.
Yeah. And then we do get, like, this really, like, Lily and her two kids actually, like, bonding and having a family moment, which they really don't do previously, you know?
And they're, like, at, like, a shitty restaurant, too, that's still open. It's, like, a fast food place.
They're, like, at just some diner the kids found open, because they were like, we're getting out of here.
Yeah, like, they just, like, pop in there. And
we get, like... We finally kind of get a good moment between Blair and her mom, and, like, there's a lot of hurt on both ends, because, you know, it feels like Blair's mom, Eleanor, and Harold had, like, an agreement, you know, like, hey, I get it, you're also into guys, you can fool around, and she even says, like, in the flashback, not this one.
Yeah, it was, because she hired Ramon as the model, like, that she invited.
As a model for Eleanor Waldorf Designs, yeah.
And, like,
Eleanor's Thanksgiving is more like just kind of like a business meeting, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least this year. Like, the year before, she had, like, Archibald's there, and is a little more, like, community-ish. Like, people you...
Sorta. This one was straight up business, though.
Like, it was very much...
Straight up biz.
I'm a badass bitch. Here's my badass Thanksgiving. So what if my husband is going to divorce me for a man and live in Paris?
Yeah, she's like, I'm a single woman. I have my fashion designer line. And in, like, 2 years when Instagram comes out, I'm going to fucking try to shill my daughter to be a fucking influencer.
Oh, God, no, that's the worst part. You know what? There was a point. It's, like, the second or third episode. And Eleanor tries to make Blair a model, but the photographer wants Serena instead.
Oh, that must have hurt your feelings.
That was not. That's like one of those things. It's like Blair is like in like nepotism would give Blair everything she wants, but Serena just kind of like flits in and gets it, and when she's not even trying, and she's like, "Oh, you want me to model? Okay."
Yeah, doesn't she get the part in Dan's movie in the Gossip Girl book?
Yes.
And she doesn't even audition for like the role. Like she just falls into it because he wants to stick his dick in her.
No, and like she gets like cast in Moon River in the book, and or no, an update of Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Is that the second book?
No, it's like 5th or 6th, I think.
Oh, I love it. I love this world and all the doors that open for Serena.
Yeah, they just like open and she just falls right in. And
Serena is like the Courtney Love of this world. Like it just hit me. Just fucking hit me. Like that's who Serena is today.
No, I see it.
Yeah. Even though like Taylor Momsen looks like the Courtney Love of today, it's Serena Vanderwoodson.
Okay, I just realized there's a Gossip Girl book I have not read, so I need to find that.
Well, I know what Cat Halsey's doing for book 99 of 104 this year.
Actually, I already got book 99 done.
All right, book 100.
Hey, my goal is 104 books.
You're like 5 out.
For the year, and I'm at 99.
You're 5 out. You gotta slide in this last Gossip Girl book. Get it in. What's it called? What's the name? What's the title of it? Let's hear it.
This book that I have not read is called Gossip Girl: Psycho Killer.
Ooh, there's a murder. There's a murder.
So, yeah.
Who's the killer?
I don't know.
Let's hope it's Chuck Bass so he can be finally written off for good.
Perfection. That would be perfect, actually.
Never heard from again. And he kills fucking Eleanor. Is Eleanor... So,
you know what's funny? Eleanor doesn't stay single for long.
She wouldn't. Eleanor, she's got money. People will fucking do her for a wallet, for a fucking hefty wallet. Alright, any last minute thoughts on Gossip Girl as a book, as a series, as a fucking remake series?
Oh my god, the remake was trash.
I didn't watch it.
I watched like the first part of season 1, I think, and I was just like,
I'm out.
Why is anybody putting these girls on pedestals? Like the one girl who's like the influencer, I'm like, no, they wouldn't. Like she dresses like no. No, it was gaudy. It was like, even Kim Kardashian dresses better than that chick, and I don't like Kim Kardashian.
Oh, shout out to Kim Kardashian. Dressing better than the Gossip Girls 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5 Peking ducks, because the Vanderwoodsons almost had to buy a Peking duck for Thanksgiving, which we didn't talk about, but they did. How many Peking ducks would you give this episode? I'm gonna throw this out there. You're gonna give this a high grade. I'm gonna go with 4 above for you. Not a 5. We're not gonna get a cat 5.
No, you're not getting cat 5. You're not.
I'm gonna lowball it and go a 4. We're gonna get a cat 4.
You're gonna get a 4.5 from me.
Oh, I was not expecting. I'm just gonna faint. Where's my fainting coach?
I feel like it's a really solid episode. You get a lot of clarity on certain situations and dynamics.
Okay, yeah. And there's no Chuck Bass, and it's a good
yes, no Chuck Bass, no Chuck, no Vanessa.
That is true. It's a good drop at endpoint because we get flashbacks, which kind of
mm-hmm.
reiterates the story thus far.
Yes.
They do a lot of heavy-handed recaps too, in the exposition, kind of catches you up to speed. So if you want to catch Gossip Girl, tonight's the night to watch, and then watch the next 3 weeks of reruns because it's not coming back till January. So now is a good time to hop in. Yeah,
it's a really good point where you can be like, oh, let me check it out, see what I can figure out, and if I want to continue watching it.
I'm going to match your score because I definitely watched this episode and was like, I want to go back and watch the previous 8 episodes and then watch at least the rest of this season.
Yeah.
At least the rest of the season. maybe not stick around for season 2, but I'll like at least do like whatever 9 more episodes, whatever they have left to do.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm down to clown. But yeah, that's it was a fun well to go back into, Gossip Girl. It's always fun to go back into this well. It's been a while. Maybe only like the second time we've ever done like a CW. Oh, we did Buffy. I guess we can count Buffy.
Buffy was WB. Seventh Heaven was WB.
It's still the same like relative,
distant
relative. So I count it. So it's like nice to do these shows that we always talk about.
Okay,
we got to do more in the coming millennia.
I feel like we're at a good distance now to really kind of look back at WB and CW shows.
That is true. Yeah, because I feel like when we first started a decade ago, we were like too close for comfort.
Yeah, I mean, like, Gossip Girl was still on the air, I think, or had just finished.
I mean, I feel like Gen Zs would watch this show and be like, "This is for old people." They have a sidekick as a phone.
Gen Z just needs to get their heads out of their asses.
Oh, did you just shame like part of our audience?
A whole generation, yeah.
Because in my mind, all these Gen Zs listen to this podcast and learn about television through us. All right. Do we have anything on the agenda for next week, or is this a black hole of...
I have no clue what we have on the agenda. I feel like we're just kind of popping in.
We're popping in.
When the podcast gods allow us.
Yeah, when we're not working, when we have the same day off, when you're not fucking...
For real.
I don't know, driving a bus or whatever it is you do.
Which is wild, because I work Monday through Friday. You're the one who's got the crazy schedule, but you're also going to school right now.
And I'm also tired as fuck all the time.
Which I feel ya.
I feel you. So yeah, who knows? Next week.
I mean, I chase little kids around all day. So
like next week, we could do an episode of Dateline involving killer clowns. We could be doing an episode of The Golden Girls where Mario Lopez gets deported. Like we don't know. We don't know where the show.
We're so obsessed with that episode.
It needs to be talked about.
I get like texts at 5:00 in the morning from him just being like, we should do the episode where Mario Lopez gets deported. And I'm like, I'm looking at it when I wake up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Slater never got deported on Saved by the Bell. And then like an hour later, I'm like, Golden Girls.
We'll find an episode. It's almost Christmas time. Maybe we'll do like a little holiday cheer. We need something.
Holly Jolly Jamboree.
Yeah, we need to break out the new theme song for Holly Jolly Jamboree that I throw in sometimes. I don't know, like, maybe we could do a Fresh Prince. I don't know, we've never done Fresh Prince. You never know where this show's going to go.
We haven't done Fresh Prince.
I'm sure they got, like, a hot holiday episode.
We should do a Fresh Prince.
I'd like to revisit that, because it's been a while.
It's, it's not one I like, watch often.
Nah, like, it wasn't...
Because I feel like I just got so burned out on the Fresh Prince when like Nick at Night just aired it every single hour for like 3 years.
And if we're gonna do an episode, we're gonna do like the old on Viv episode. Like we're not doing new Viv, we're doing old Viv.
Yes.
Old Viv all the way. All right. Where can you follow our wild ass hot adventures? Where can you follow us?
You can find us at averyspecialpodcast.com. You can find us on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it. It's called Twitter, guys.
Yes.
And you can find us at Very Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, Facebook, at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations because I think those are still floating around. Okay, Mr. Lasagna?
Yeah. Shout out to Peter Lasagna. I
told you, I'm petty.
We have a Patreon. We have like commercial corners on there. I think I did an AI episode on there. I can't remember if I did or not, but maybe.
I was just telling somebody about that. It was so weird.
Maybe it'll go on Main Street feed. Maybe, I don't know. It's really weird. But follow all of our wild ass adventures and leave us comments on YouTube because we love to read them, good or bad. Good or bad, we don't care. No. You won't hurt my feelings.
We screenshot them and send them to each other, and we're like, hey, have you checked out the comments lately?
And as always, girl,
bye!
XOXO Gossip Girl.